Math with decimals. The first operation we're going to look at is adding and subtracting of decimals. When we add and subtract decimals, we line up off the decimal. So first thing we do is rewrite this vertically. And that decimal carries straight down. We have a straight line going. And then we add 0 plus 6 is 6, 5 plus 3 is 8, 2 plus 1 is 3. That's a quick example of adding. Now if you notice, I wrote 2.50. Typically, that would have been written as 2.5 plus 1.36. The 0 in this case is referred to as a placeholder so that we have 2 decimal places and 2 decimal places. We want to keep that part even. But that's a quick example of addition. If we were going to subtract, let's do that. 14.73 minus 5.001. Well, again, lining up off the decimal, rewrite vertically. In this case, you notice the placeholder isn't already there, so I'm going to backfill because this has more decimal places than this one, so I backfill with a 0 or placeholder. And now we subtract. Well, 0 minus 1, can't do that, so I'm going to borrow 1 from 3 and make 0 10. Actually borrowing 10s. So 10 minus 1, 9. 2 minus 0 is 2. 7 minus 0 is 7. Decimals drops straight down. And 14 minus 5 equals 9. There's subtraction. When we multiply, we don't line the decimals up. We line it up off of the right. So rewriting this vertically. Lined up off the right. And we ignore the decimals in the beginning. We multiply like long multiplication, normal. So 3 times 8 is 24. Drop the 4, carry the 2. 3 times 7 is 21. Plus 2 gives me 23. I drop the 3, carry the 2. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11. Now this is where the decimal comes in play. I count how many total decimal places there are. Well, there's 2 in the first number, 1 in the third. That means I'm going to put a decimal in 1, 2, 3 places. I move it in 3 places. So 3.78 times 0.3 equals 1.134. It's a long multiplication with decimals. Division. With division, we use the same numbers. So now I'm going to make them divide. With division, second number goes on the out, because we're dividing by that. So what we divide by goes outside, what we're dividing into goes inside. The problem is we can't divide by a decimal, so we have to get rid of it. And how do we get rid of it? We move it. So if I move this by one place on the outside, I need on the inside to move one place. 1, 1. So the real problem is really this. All that is I rewrote it, and I bring the decimal straight up. Now I do long division. 3 goes into 3 one time. 1 times 3 is 3. I subtract. Well, 3 minus 3 is 0, so I drop the next number. 3 goes into 7 twice. 2 times 3 is 6. And I subtract. 7 minus 6 is 1. I drop the next number. 3 goes into 18 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18, and we're done. All right. The biggest mistake I see students do with long division is they don't stay neat. If you notice, mine is nice columns. This helps. This was a quick explanation on how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide with decimals. Good luck.